Hello everyone, my name is Margot Whitney and welcome to my webinar on the Fool, Key 0. The Fool card is you, the inner you, your inner self, about to engage on the grand adventure. Here you are before name or form, time or place exist. Let's see how your inner self is expressed on the card through colors and symbols. The Book of Formation is one of the most important Kabbalistic texts. I use the one translated by Newt Steinring. According to this book, God spoke the word of creation. This word is made up of sounds, which are identified by symbols called letters. The 22 letters of the Hebrew alphabet depict all possible words. There are no vowels, so any combination of letters is a word, and a word is a concept or thought. According to the Book of Formation, the combinations of these 22 letters are the means by which the laws of the universe are established. Through understanding of the letters, our study here is to unravel the mysteries of these laws, use them, and thereby, through experience, incorporate them not only into our very being, but also into our bodies. Jesus was called the Word made flesh, and he promised that anything he did, we could do. Talk about not setting limitations. Are you up for this? On this deck of cards, you'll see that each card has 5 symbols annotated at the bottom, where you find the name of the card. This is helpful when working with the cards. We see on the Fool card, item 1, the number 0. Item 2 is the English letter A, signifying item 3, the Hebrew letter ALEPH, which you also see there. And ALEPH means ox in Hebrew, so the 4th item is a small picture of an ox. The letter value of ALEPH is 1. And finally, item 5, we have the ruling planet for this card, which is Uranus. These are very helpful in reminding you of the primary attributes of each card. Of course, what they mean and how they interact on the card is what I'll be covering. And of course, there's the colors and the picture itself and the activity being expressed on the card. And then there's the overall concept being portrayed by the card. So let's move on and explore the Fool. The key's identity and function is super consciousness. You will find this key on the Tree of Life on the path of Wisdom 11, and its mode of intelligence is fiery or scintillating. Let's see how the imagery on this card supports the function of the card. Behind the figure to the right is a white sun. White is used in the tarot to represent purity and the primal light, pure spirit. Because the sun is behind the figure, it is considered where the Fool or inner self is coming from. Also, the figure moves within and is surrounded by a white oval, or egg of light. The cosmic egg stands for undeveloped potential. He's just getting started on his adventure into manifestation, where we are. The sun is a symbol of the Christ and the Chinese Tao. To quote Lao Tzu from his book Tao Te Ching, written in 506 BCE, the Fool of God is the only one who can hear the Tao. The rose is a symbol of passion and love. Here we see the Fool is holding a white rose, signifying purified action. And we have a happy little white dog running alongside. Here you have the intellect, purified and obedient to the inner self at a personal level. The real master is the self. The ego puts the intellect first. You may wish to pause and think about that. At the top of the violet mountains is the background, from whence the Fool comes. We have white, pure snow. Violet symbolizes spiritual power and truth. It is the highest visible color vibration. It relates to the solar plexus chakra. The sky behind is yellow, so the Fool is surrounded by a representation of air and light and breath. Yellow also signifies alchemical mercury. In Hindu, the sattva guna and the superconscious plane of mental activity. The Fool wears yellow shoes protecting its feet. The color yellow indicates mental equilibrium and intellect. The cliff upon which the Fool walks is brown. Brown always represents earthly nature. Let's look at the Fool's garments. We have the white undergarment with the Kabbalistic name of names of God, the Tetragrammaton, at his neckline. So he is an extension of the great cosmos, fully attached and protected by it. His outer garment is white, red, and black. These are the three qualities of the Hindu philosophy, the three gunas. White is sattva, light and consciousness. The red lining is rajas, desire and passion. The black garment is tamas, inertia, typical of the physical world. The whole tree of life decorates the Fool's outer robe. The green trifolds represent nature and Venus, which is love. Remember that we put on a cloak to protect us from the elements. Just so, the Fool is protected by the tree of life, the sun, the moon, and the triple flame of consciousness. His stockings are citron, referring to the element earth, and the 10th sphere on the tree of life called the kingdom. Simply put, we have the protection of the entire cosmos. Not a bad way to start an adventure. The Fool is also carrying a wand with a wallet hanging at the end. The wallet and the wand are sexual symbols. The wallet is feminine, a container of memories, and the wand is masculine, a symbol of the will. The black wand suggests occult power. The red wallet carries all of the Fool's prior adventures. The lock on the wallet is the all-seeing eye. It creates the future, and you will need spiritual sight to open it. This sight is something that you already have, and the tarot is here to help you remember that. The red feather rising from the green wreath or adorning his head is desire raised to the highest level and symbolizes the king of the air, the eagle. The eagle is also found on the wallet, signifying the Egyptian feather of truth, which is Maat. The green wreath on the Fool's head is the binding of sunlight and life power in nature. There are no flowers on it, for here we are at a point before fruition. The belt that the Fool has wrapped around his waist is the zodiac of the 12 signs, representing time. So the Fool straps on time before beginning his adventure. Just think, when returning home from his adventure, what does the Fool need to take off first in order to remove the cloak? You guessed it, time. At home, he's always in the now. The Fool is looking in the direction of the unknown and new enterprises, northwestward, but with eyes looking up. His consciousness never drops. In spirituality and the tarot, up means within. Closing your eyes and going within. A sound tool for this is meditation. At the bottom of the card is the number 0, again the symbol of the cosmic egg. The word fool comes from the Latin word follies, meaning a bag of wind or bellows. Here we have the Hebrew letter ALEPH. ALEPH means the number 1 and represents the element air. Air is the vehicle of the life power and stands for divine breath. We directly communicate with spirit every time we breathe. The yogis came up with a practice of one breath, one movement. It quiets the mind. It brings us home. Just sitting quietly, listening to your breath can have the same effect. Now for the great adventure. It really looks like the Fool is going to fall off the cliff. Not so. The Fool can't fall off the cliff. As far as the self is concerned, you never go anywhere. There isn't anywhere to go. The inner self is one with all creation. There is only here, right now. Our ideas about space and size are very different than creation's. The Creator is everywhere, so for it, the idea of size and place does not exist. So, secure in the knowledge and protection of the cosmos, let's take this undeveloped potential, this cosmic egg of the inner self, and enter the valley of experience. And what is most important and most fun, we'll find the greatest secret of all, the wisdom of how it all works. In 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 18, we find, "If anyone among you thinks that he is wise in this age, let him become a fool, that he may become wise." If you have any questions or comments, I would love to hear them. You are also welcome to visit my website called gates-of-light.com, Traveling Through the Tarot. Thank you for listening.